So let's just jump right in. Right now, in companies all across the globe, people are using these incredibly powerful new tools to get their jobs done faster and honestly a whole lot better. But here's the thing. Their bosses, their IT departments, they have absolutely no idea it's even happening. This is the hidden world of shadow AI.
Just picture it for a second. Your top marketing person is using ChatGPT to whip up some amazing ad copy. Or maybe a developer is using a slick code assistant to build a new feature in half the time. They're not trying to break rules, They're just trying to be productive. But this simple act of trying to do a good job is accidentally creating this huge invisible risk for the whole company. We call it shadow AI.
Okay, so it's a catchy phrase for sure, but what does shadow AI really mean? Let's break it down and get a super clear definition. At its heart, shadow AI is any time an employee uses an AI tool, could be a chatbot, an image generator, anything, without the company giving it the official green light. Now, this whole idea isn't brand new. We've had shadow IT for years. But with AI, whoa, the stakes are way, way higher, and the tech is just so much more complex. And this is the part you've really got to understand. Your employees aren't doing this to cause problems. Not at all. They're doing it because it works. It's pure pragmatism. They're just trying to keep up and be more efficient in a world that wants everything done yesterday. So how big of a deal is this really? You might be thinking, oh, it's probably just a few tech-savvy people messing around. But the truth? The reality is, well, it's kind of staggering. The data paints a very, very different picture. Check this out. A recent study from KPMG found that over half of all employees are already using unapproved AI tools at work. Just let that sink in. In your next team meeting, there's a good chance that half the people in that room are using tech that the company has zero visibility into. And it gets even wilder. In some of the most advanced economies on the planet, like Germany, that number shoots up to a massive 70%. This isn't just a common thing anymore. For a lot of people, it's just how they work now. But here's the real kicker. The use of these tools has literally doubled in just 1 year. This isn't some slow-moving trend, it's an explosion. So when you put all these numbers together, it tells you something really important. This is not some fringe activity by a couple of rebels. Shadow AI is a deep, structural issue that pretty much every single organization is dealing with right now, whether they realize it or not. Okay, so it's happening everywhere. Big deal, right? Well, yeah, it is a very big deal. Let's pull back the curtain and take a look at the actual dangers that are lurking in these shadows. You can pretty much boil down all the risks into 4 main buckets. First, and this is a big one, data protection and compliance. Then you've got huge IT security holes and the risk of your secret sauce, your intellectual property, just leaking out. Third, it can seriously mess with your quality and your company's reputation. And finally, it just creates expensive, frustrating chaos. And here's the fundamental problem. Your employee sees a huge benefit. Hey, I can write this report in half the time. But what the company sees is a massive risk, sensitive financial data getting uploaded to who knows where. The employee thinks they're writing better marketing copy, but suddenly the company's brand voice is all over the place. They're pumping out code in minutes, but in the process, they could be exposing the company's most valuable secrets. See the disconnect? So what on earth do you do about it? I mean, the knee-jerk reaction is just to ban everything, right? But that's not just impossible to enforce, it actually backfires. The real path forward is a smart, modern framework. Because, let's be real, the goal can't be zero use. That genie is way out of the bottle. The real goal is to shift from this uncontrolled, chaotic use to a controlled, responsible, and even strategic use of AI. So how do you pull that off? Well, here's a pretty clear 5-step plan to get there. First, you've got to make the invisible visible. Start an open conversation. No blaming. Second, create some simple, clear rules. Third, you've got to teach your people. Fourth, give them safe, official tools so they don't have to go rogue. And finally, build a real governance structure to manage the whole thing. I gotta say, I love this part of the plan because it's just so simple. The AI traffic light system. It's so intuitive, right? Green means go. These tools are approved. They're safe. Yellow means, hey, proceed with caution. You can use it, but maybe not for sensitive company data. And red means stop. These tools are off limits, probably for some really good security reasons. It's simple, it's clear, and it works. And hey, don't just take my word for it. The big players, like Gartner, are flagging this as a major enterprise risk. The message couldn't be clearer. Having rules and controls in place, it's not optional anymore. It's absolutely essential. So if you get ahead of this, if you take a proactive approach, you can actually flip this entire problem on its head. It stops being about just managing risk, and it starts being about unlocking a huge strategic advantage.
Think about it. When you bring Shadow AI out into the open, you really get the best of both worlds. You slash your risk of data leaks and those scary compliance fines. You actually get to use the power of AI to make your whole operation more efficient. But maybe most importantly, you encourage that exact same innovation and drive your employees were showing in the first place. You just do it in a safe and responsible way.
And this quote just sums it all up perfectly. This isn't about crushing curiosity or punishing people for trying to be better. It's about taking all that amazing energy, that drive to innovate, and just syncing it up with the company's duty to be secure and ethical. That's what modern leadership looks like.
So at the end of the day, it all comes down to this one question that every leader has to ask themselves. Because Shadow AI is already in your company. That's a fact. The only choice you have left is whether it's going to be a dangerous blind spot or if you're going to turn it into your next competitive edge.